welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in entertainment. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Alli Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Sim. Hi, everyone.
Happy Friday!
Cheers!
Cheers.
Cheers. This is actually, the wine is quite good.
It is going down really smoothly.
11 o'clock on a Friday. All I want is a glass of red wine.
I needed this because I haven't seen the sun all week. Where is it? What happened? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
No? Okay,
It's
great.
disappeared. Well, today we're going to talk about Mariah Carey's hit new song, Netflix's eerie Sabrina reboot trailer, and a new wine revelation. Plus, entrepreneur Alli Webb from Drybar joins the table, along with special conversation performance of multi-Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter Marsha Ambrosius.
Yeah.
We're excited.
So excited about that.
Sounds good.
It's a big show. Put on some headphones if you're at the office because Mariah Carey surprised fans yesterday by dropping a new Not Safe for Work song titled GTFO. Mariah said she wanted to give fans a lighthearted and not so serious vibe with the song since it's the first release from her upcoming new album.
Ooh, Mariah. Girl.
Mariah. I
Mariah.
can't believe she's still doing this stuff.
Mariah.
Still doing,
She's on fire.
Still doing songs that are perfect for hashtags. You know,
Yes.
that's what she does now. Hashtag beautiful, hashtag GTFO.
I just think of da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. I would like to.
That's, you're so good.
She,
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, you know, this is
So
the,
wait, first
Yeah.
GTFO stands for get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I don't know
Get
why
the fart out.
I forgot we
Get the
could
fart out.
Get
I
the
forgot we
fart
could
out.
cuss on the show.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, why are you being so
It's so cute when you
coy?
say cuss. It's so southern.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
It's
Midwestern,
curse.
maybe. I'm from the Midwest.
Oh yeah, Midwest.
Yeah.
Whatever.
yeah. This,
Whatever. I don't care about any one of it myself.
The song's interesting, you know, it's good. It's just a kind of funny R&B kind of, I mean, one of the lyrics is, go stay at your friend's house or something. That's what she listens
For
to.
something?
Or
She's
something.
like, you
or
don't gotta
something.
go
She's
home,
like,
but you gotta get the hell out
yeah.
of here.
And the music video was released, and it looks like she broke into some suburban home and just filmed the music video with a glass of wine in her lingerie. It's quite classic Mariah Carey, if I do say so
Yes,
myself.
She looks very, very good.
Of
Yeah.
course.
You know, she looks
yes.
better than the house, I would say.
Oh, wait, that's what's so interesting. She's so glamorous, and the house is so, like, mundane, ordinary, and
Yeah.
she's just, like, beautiful Mariah Carey, like, chill on a countertop.
But it's very much how I always envision Mariah Carey. Like, she's in this very expensive lingerie, just like traipsing around a house, drinking wine by herself. Like, I'm sure she does that regularly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
it felt real to me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if anything about her is real, but do you remember the Instagram post she made where she was like in this robe in front of a huge Christmas tree?
Yes.
And I don't know what she also. Well, I don't wanna, but yeah. She's just ridiculous.
Oh my God, Mariah Carey. I mean, when last year when she didn't have her tea at the New Year's Eve thing, she's like, I didn't get my tea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
I
start
love
singing the
that
song?
I love
so
it.
much.
Oh,
she
she's-
like would not take responsibility for those vocals. She was like, "Where's my tea? This is my tea. This would have been perfect if I had my tea."
Right.
I just know I'm gonna, if I ever have to like, you know, go down, I'm gonna blame it on somebody not bringing me tea.
Absolutely. The thing about Mariah, though, is I think she's gotten to a place where she can kind of lean into it and kind of laugh at herself. She did that reality show, and she was really playing up the
Totally.
diva-ness and all of her, like, little eccentricities. So it's like, this video is, like, kind of silly, but I feel like she knows it, and that makes it fun for me, that she's not trying to be
Yes,
serious.
that
Like, it's
was-
just kind of fun.
It's like Countess Luann syndrome.
Yeah.
It's like
Yes.
once these absurd sort of characters recognize like the ridiculous nature of everything they're doing, then they're fun
Then
to
it's
play
fun.
with.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, and we can't, Mariah Carey is one of the most successful singers of all time. She's the most #1 hits of
She's
any
iconic.
solo artist ever. So, like, she can do whatever she wants. And my favorite all-time Mariah Carey video is from her Vegas residency where she is dancing. And it's the intuition I get, it's the idea of what effort I want to put into my work every day.
Every day.
Is how Mariah Carey just is like, this is me, y'all. Hey,
Yeah.
just dancing. Dancing.
That's all you
And the
need to do.
big tricks is like them lifting her up
Yes.
and her laying down. Like, that's what I want. Like, Lucas, do a trick for us. Okay, guys, come on, lift me up.
You know, it's actually really hard to look good while somebody else
True.
is carrying
True.
you.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
not an easy thing. You know,
Yeah.
like Ariana Grande does it also, and it's easier for her. But when someone tries to pick me up, I look like I'm like a bowl of spaghetti falling down. I'm like, oh no, I get really awkward. I'm like,
Arm
they're
spaghetti.
touching me.
Right.
It's
So
really
it
bad.
is
Arm
actually
spaghetti.
like skillful when
Arm
she's just like perfectly still. It's like lift me up,
Yeah.
lift me up.
But my
I
favorite
also like
thing
the
is-
dip. The dip's great. She's like,
Yeah.
And microphone comes to her, sing.
She's on Mariah time.
Well, my favorite thing is, you know how they mark the floor? They're like, okay, this is your ex, you're gonna stand there. And I think she just forgot that she could move. She was like, they told me to stand here, I'm just gonna stand here until everybody picks me up and moves me.
Yeah.
She's very entertaining, and she never stops to be. But you guys, we have a special guest, and we're ready to welcome her. Alli Webb is the founder of Drybar, the nation's premier blow-dry bar focused on one thing, blowouts. This simple concept has paved the way for Webb's $100 million empire, which includes a book, styling products, and now her very own podcast, Raising the Bar with Alli and Michael. Please give a warm Build Brunch welcome to Alli Webb.
Woo!
Hi, I'm Lucas. Nice to meet you.
Hi, thanks for joining us. I'm Alli. I'm also Alli. Right here.
Right here. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Yes,
We're
of
so
course.
excited you're here.
Me too.
So you have turned a simple concept, getting your hair done, getting it blown out, into a $100 million empire with your book, your podcast, I mean, Drybar locations everywhere. Will you tell us a little about that journey?
Oh, man, it has been a journey that started with just a curly-haired girl for a blowout. I mean, that's really how the business started. I have naturally curly hair. I grew up in South Florida where it was like Frizz City. And I just always was, mystified by how people had soft, bouncy, like supermodel hair. And I was always on the hunt for a great blowout. So, anyways, fast forward to, graduating from high school and not really wanting to go to college and a bunch of other careers in between. I finally went to cosmetology school in my early 20s and basically just to learn how to blow out my own hair. And that was the best thing I ever did. And I worked at hair salons when I was in high school. And, it wasn't until a lot of other jobs and careers that didn't pan out that I, really decided to pursue hair. And I've been, a professional hairstylist for 20 years now. And when I got married, had kids, and was a stay-at-home mom for a while, I actually started a mobile blow-dry business just to get out of the house and get away from the kids for a little while. And that was when I realized, when I couldn't do my clients' hair, and by the way, I was only charging like $40 to go to these women's house, and my whole premise was like, I'll come over when your baby's sleeping. And I was very immersed in the mommy community in LA. And so, I started operating this business and realized that when I couldn't go to my client's house, there really wasn't a good option out there for them. It was like regular cut and color salons where you're overpaying for a blowout, or the discount chains where you don't know what you're getting. And so I was like, certainly there feels like there should be something in the middle. And that's when I went to my brother and my husband, who are my business partners, and said, I think I need to turn my mobile business into a brick and mortar. And I wanted the price point to be affordable so women everywhere could do it, not just like celebrities and rich people. And, it was like, I wanted to make this an affordable luxury for women everywhere. And it was really just meant to be my one little shop in Brentwood in California. And I thought that'd be my livelihood. I'd pick up my kids from school and that'd be that. And we very much underestimated the demand and how much this would resonate with women and how much they loved it. And it's become such a thing. I mean, I always say we didn't obviously invent blowouts, but we created a much better experience around the blowout to make it something that, women love and look forward to. And, it makes them it's this confidence that you get. I mean, you guys, maybe you don't know, but you guys know when your hair looks good.
No, like, Lucas knows.
I know, he knows. He just got a haircut.
I
He's
know.
not
I was
feeling
like,
himself all
your
week.
hair does look pretty good.
Thank you. I lived in Brentwood for some time, so I know exactly the Drybar, and it is an institution's neighborhood. Sadly, I did not go in as a customer because my hair is not long enough. But
you could go in for a scalp massage.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman was in when we first opened. He was in all the time getting scalp massages.
Did not know that a service offered. I will be going in now.
You should.
Yes.
Yes. It's very relaxing. Arguably the best part.
And you just opened your 100th location.
Well, actually, we're up to 107.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Crazy. I know. It's a lot of hot air.
Are you...
That's my favorite job.
But
yeah.
Are you ever tempted to expand beyond blowouts?
I'm never tempted to expand blowouts. But I get asked it all the time, and it's very, real question because, as a busy woman and mom, like I understand the value of like you're getting a blowout, you have limited time, and it'd be nice if someone just did your nails. But more than that, I feel like it's so important for us, and we've built our business on focusing on one thing and being the best at it. And, obviously for us, that's blowouts. And I've always felt like, I know hair extremely well. I've spent what feels like a lifetime figuring out hair. And to add another service that I feel like I don't really understand, and I think it would just dilute the whole thing. And I know it's hard enough to deliver great blowouts and great customer service day in and day out, and to try to add other services, I think would just really take away from the overall, what makes us really great.
Yes.
And you know hair really well, but you're also now branching into the podcast world, which I'm sure could be a little scary. So why did you decide that was going to be your next adventure?
Well, I think, listen, so many people have helped us along the way. And, my brother, Michael, is my business partner. We get approached constantly from people, budding entrepreneurs who are starting their own business and have, so many questions about raising money and branding and hiring and slew of things that we felt like are a podcast where we can kind of talk to these things and give back and give our advice and our experience to, budding entrepreneurs and, entrepreneurs who are already huge. Like we've had Sarah Michelle Gellar on the show and Curtis Stone and very established entrepreneurs. And then we've had people that you've never heard of but are starting really cool businesses and just need advice about how to keep going. And they have all these questions. And like I said, so many people have helped us along the way that we felt like this was a really great way to give back. And, I just feel like I have, bursting with knowledge and experience. And so I've learned so much over the last 9 years that I do want to share it with people and help as many people as I can.
So do you think the podcast could appeal to, let's say, like recent college graduates all the way up to moms who like yourself who are starting their own businesses?
I think there's a lot of, the feedback that we've gotten, there's a lot of tidbits of information and so much, that there's just so many questions that people have, and they're gaining a lot of knowledge from things that I wouldn't even think they're curious about. So I think it's like for anybody who wants to start a business, and I feel like in today's day and age, everybody is starting businesses, which is great, you know, and there's so much, people are taking risks, I think, that they've never taken before, especially women. So it's a great time to be an entrepreneur, that's for sure.
And you mentioned that your husband and your brother are your business partners. So what have been the benefits of working with your family so closely?
Well, I mean, it's funny that you asked it like that, because most people ask like, "Oh my God, don't you want to kill each other?" But there are more benefits.
Well, if you want to kill them, let us know.
Yeah.
I appreciate the positive spin on that question. I mean, there certainly are challenges, but way more. It's a great partnership, and I think the fact that we have such different skill sets. My brother Michael is definitely like the business side of things, and when we were trying to open more locations, he was the guy who was figuring out the leases and dealing with all that stuff that I hate and don't know how to do. And my husband is the branding expert, and really everything you see from the website to the packaging of the products and everything was him, and that was so important. I didn't know anything about branding. I didn't really know much about business 9 years ago either. My focus was hair and training the stylist and the customer service. So the fact that we had these three different people is, I think, really what made us successful. And the fact that we, innately trusted each other because we're family so much to, allow each other to kind of stay in each other in our own lanes and focus on the skills that we each had and have such a great level of respect for each other and trust. And I think that when you're working with family, it's, as long as all things are good in the family, it's a really nice, comfortable feeling knowing that these people have your back and they would never do anything to hurt you or, and it's hard because when you enter into a partnership with anybody, family or not, you are trusting somebody else with a lot, there's a lot at stake. So, but it's been good. I mean, we've had our fights, but we're all still intact in a family, so.
Yeah, nothing a scalp massage can't solve.
Exactly, exactly. And you've got the podcast, but you also wrote a book. I don't know how you found the time to do that.
Yeah, I've been really busy the last 9 years. The book came out last year, and it was, because again, I think that even though we have so many Drybar locations and 107, it sounds like such a massive number to me, but there's a lot more places that we're not than we are. So, I think women really, the reason Drybar works is because women really struggle with their hair, and there's so many like little things that they don't know. And so, having a book that's like basically as much stuff as I could get out of my brain and onto paper about, all the things that women tend to do wrong when they're blow drying their hair, and how do you do your bangs, and how do you, there's so many things, and there's so many different hair types and textures that, I felt like this book was really a breakdown of how to achieve a bunch of different looks, mainly the looks that we offer at Drybar, which is pretty much everything. So it was a really fun journey with writing the book. A lot of work. I'm sure anybody who's written a book can tell you it's a painstaking but fun process.
Yeah, well, all of your projects are so impressive, and we enjoy the fruits of all of them. Alli, thanks so much for joining us. Make sure to check out Drybar in your local city, and you can listen to Alli's podcast on Spotify and Apple. Stick around.
Cheers.
Woo, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And now, something wicked is coming this way because Netflix just dropped the first trailer for the chilling adventures of Sabrina. Unlike the original TV series Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the Sabrina reboot will cast the teenage witch in a dark light as she battles between good and evil. The series hits Netflix October 26th. Let's take a look.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy Happy birthday to you.
I love it.
Why do they make everything scary
That
now?
is not the Sabrina I remember.
Yeah.
That was a cute show growing
It was
up.
such
With a
cute
talking
show.
cat.
This is like American Horror Story 2. I don't want this.
Even the tagline is "Happy Birthday, Witch."
Yeah.
Happy birthday, witch.
I love it so much. I do feel like everything is getting scary now, and I have zero complaints. It's amazing. I feel like life is really revolving around me and my interests,
Yeah.
and you know, it's working out.
It's
Well, I
Shannon's
think it's
time.
because people are genuinely scared right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there's nothing creepier than a creepy happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
With like
really
with who we
creepy.
formerly knew as like Sally Draper, who was like the cutest little girl. Now she's a scary witch.
Yeah.
She was kind of a witch on that show.
That is
And then
true.
when she grew up, when she hit puberty, she was a witch.
I'm really into this. Like, I love any kind of show or movie that explores magic in a dark way. For some reason, it seems more realistic to me. I don't know, magic's real, but like just like the exploration of the occult and like demons and like that's like cause she's like the whole show is exploring how the kind of difficulty she has is being half witch, half human, and like clearly like yes, we do love the talking cat and it's like whatever her name was, just like
Salem.
and
Which I hope comes
Yeah, I
back.
hope
He's
Salem's-
not in the trailer,
Yeah.
but there has to be a Salem in there because he was so sexy, so hot. Like I do think, you know.
But knowing this version, he'll have like have some addiction
just
or
feel
something,
like-
some sort of problem.
dark.
All morning, we were referring to the cat as Sebastian.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, it's Sebastian.
It's definitely
I think
Sebastian.
it's Sebastian. No, it's Salem. But oh man, he was so witty. He has the best gifs
Yeah.
too. Like
He
he's
was
always like
kinda hot.
filing his nails. I mean, he can get it.
I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah,
I
he's
actually
sassy.
think he might be like gay.
The cat?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he's fucking
He's
a
super
star.
suave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel
Can you
like
get
he's too
confirmation on
suave for
that?
a straight man.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we get confirmation?
Do you remember Harvey though, her love interest, the like kind of
Oh,
dorky,
yeah.
like nerdy guy that like was her best friend but also in love with her? Again, I don't see how he plays into the new darker one.
Yeah. Oh, look
I
at
wonder if
that.
she's gonna have that. But
Maybe he can show up and they could just quickly sacrifice him.
Yeah.
okay.
And we're like, oh, cute guys are cute, but they're just for sacrifice.
While they sing Happy Birthday.
What's cool?
Oh, sorry.
Well, I was gonna say what's cool about this is that it's by the same creator of Riverdale, who we all love that show, and it has that same sort of mysticism thing, and they do it in a really tangible way. So I think they're gonna do it the same way with this. Also, fun fact: the original Sabrina was based in a city called Riverdale. So there's like a weird
Whoa,
connection
look
there.
at you. I didn't
Thank
know
you,
that.
internet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Riverdale is such a beautiful show. Like, even if you watch it on mute, which you shouldn't, you should watch it with the sound on loud. It's just gorgeous. Like, the lighting in every shot, like, there's lots
Yeah.
of neon, and the way they play with the characters. It's like fucking eye porn.
Yeah.
It's so gorgeous.
Well,
Do you watch Riverdale? It's so beautiful.
I-
I've seen the first season. I never felt that much about,
It's
you
really
know,
nice.
but I'm sure it is.
People love it.
you
Well,
know,
I'm
Bright colors.
It's like they play with the bright and the darks. That's the thing. It's not just like,
You know what?
sometimes
There's
you watch
light-
TV and you're like, what are you guys doing?
There's light and dark colors.
Yeah.
Contrast.
You know what? Are you not into cinematography? Are you in the wrong business?
Yeah. Shannon's the artiste looking at the artistic shots. I just like that Netflix is like
I went to Tisch.
rebooting. You did go to Tisch, yeah. I
not
just like
showing it.
that Netflix rebooted this like in a cool original way, and not just doing Sabrina the Middle-Aged Witch. Like this is like a real like.
Oh, could you imagine that?
Like you know, they Fuller House. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
All
they could have done,
right,
like,
I'll help with your homework.
Yeah, that is just like, and Salem's like 100 years old or whatever. Like
Yeah.
everyone's just older. Like this is like a whole new story, like but based off the myth or whatever. Like it's, I'm really excited. That's
Yeah.
really original and different.
I hope that the aunts make a comeback too, because they were so fun in that original series.
I
Caroline
love
Ray
that.
was
Yeah.
so funny in that show.
Yes.
I would like
so
to see
good.
her come back.
God, memories. I forgot all about
That
that.
show is perfect.
I think we all came up on that show, so I think they did the right thing. Like we're all gonna give it a watch. We're all gonna give it a chance, I think, and I just hope it's not too scary. That's the only thing.
You
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so scared of demons. And like the horror films where they're always like, demons come out! Or like, devil
Yeah.
come out. When I used to get angry at my mom growing up, she would shake me and say that.
Oh my God, that
Anyone
sounds like
else?
such a fun game.
Your mom used to literally exercise you.
Yeah.
She'd just be like, devil come out! And I'd be like, I don't like what you made for dinner!
She's trying to exercise. It's hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish that happened to me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Well, in lighter news, a new study suggests that wine might help boost brain power. A doctor of neuroscience at Yale's School of Medicine says that wine tasting actually stimulates the brain a lot more than other activities like solving a complex math problem. Whoa.
And it's way more fun.
Damn, that's
Cheers.
crazy. Who
Cheers
knew
to that.
It's not guzzling wine
Yeah.
though. So
Let
like,
me get
I
the-
don't
yeah.
want like my sisters to see this and be like, great, I'll black out more. You know,
Right.
it's not like that.
Let's
It's
talk to
just,
your sisters about blacking out.
Go blue!
No, I'm sure every Real Housewife read this and was like, "Told you so."
Told ya. Dorinda's like,
Cheers.
I
Dorinda's
don't have a problem.
I'm a mathematician. I'm not an alcoholic. And Ramona's like pouring her Pinot Grigio. Yeah, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
I will say we were talking about this before, is that wine has come more in handy than math in our careers.
100%.
So,
I have not done addition in 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even remember how.
Addition.
Yeah.
Addition.
I don't even know
What
how
is
to add.
it? What else is it called?
Wait.
No, addition.
You don't even like cinematography. Don't bully me. You're
Yeah.
like, I don't even look at the screen.
I haven't divided in a long time.
Oh.
Guys, do you remember like probability and
Come on,
trig?
you have to add stuff.
Trigonometry, statistics. I don't know. I was a journalism major. I really have not done math. in
No,
so
high
long.
school. High school, you did stuff.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was over 10 years ago.
God, calculus was
20 years
so
ago.
hard.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh.
I'm a child with depression. Let's say for 2 days in a row.
Back in my day.
Back in my day.
Did you have those cool calculators with a bean?
Yeah.
It's called an abacus, and yes, I did.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, you
How about
didn't.
that for a word?
That's how I learned to add.
That's why she hasn't added in years. She hasn't found a good abacus to
I
use.
just need a new abacus.
Yeah, of course. We'll
One,
get you one.
a 2, a 3.
But what's cool about this study is like I read this article about it, trying to understand a little further. It's very confusing, but basically wine has no nutrition, which we know. So when you drink it, your brain can focus on it fully, and it like ignites it. Versus like when you eat food, it has to be like, oh, there's nutrients, and we're gonna put this here and put this there. But with wine, it's just alcohol, so it like
Right.
fires up your brain.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I
That's what it
thought
is.
grapes had something to do with it, and I thought grapes had nutrition.
Yeah.
Not once they're like pushed down and
but
squashed into your feet.
Let's say Reese's don't really have much nutrition, so if I'm just eating them thinking about them, I can make this argument for a long
No,
time.
I
I think
it's
there's
a-
protein in those. 'cause
And the
it's
peanut butter, right?
There's not a very
Reese's is
minimal
famous
amount.
right now.
There
They're
are
like,
certain-
how dare you, Allie?
And Reese's just dropped you as a sponsor.
There are certain molecules in wine that like, make it specifically that when you're thinking about,
Yes.
I don't know.
It's very scientific.
Cornell is a class on wine tasting. I think more colleges have wine tasting
It's not
classes. Let's
something
celebrate
we
wine.
expect you to understand.
Yeah, you guys don't get it.
Just drink it.
It's something that we know, and you just take for what we're saying.
Yeah, we're really smart.
I feel smarter though doing this segment drinking.
Me too.
Don't you?
Yeah.
I feel like
I feel so on.
I feel like fired up.
No, I know. It could have been the Coke, but I feel so on.
On that note, I think it's time to move on to today's musical guest. Since entering the music scene as half of the hit neo-soul duo Floetry, Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter Marsha Ambrosius has worked with some of music's biggest names, including Michael Jackson, Dr. Dre, Solange, and Kendrick Lamar. In 2011, Marsha released her first solo album, which peaked at #1 on the Billboard R&B charts. And today she joins us to discuss the upcoming release of her highly anticipated third album, Nyla. Everyone, please welcome Marsha Ambrosius. Hi.
Do the wave, do the queen wave.
Yes.
Hi. Lucas, nice to meet you.
Wine, I like it.
Meet you.
Happy Friday,
Welcome.
people.
Friday.
Okay.
Oh, I love the Bulls. Look at that shirt. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
Welcome.
So first of all, we're so excited to
you.
have you here. And I know you're going to sing for us later, but we have a ton of questions for you.
Yes.
Fire away.
Starting with the new album,
Yes.
it's Nyla. Does it stand for NYLA? What's the meaning behind that?
NYLA, yes, it
Yeah.
stands for NYLA. It's also my daughter's name.
Aww.
Yeah, and she was actually named after her dad, he was born in LA but raised in Buffalo, New York. So NYLA,
I
Nyla.
thought you were going to say you named her for the album.
Then, you know, that could have been a thing.
Right.
But I guess it's the journey that it took to get to her. Because coming from the UK, originally born in Liverpool, England, raised in South London, yeah, Scouser. I'm like Paul McCartney, I'm the fifth Beatle.
Yeah.
And then my journey over the past, almost 2 decades now has been coming to New York, having a couple of meetings, flying to LA in the red eye back. And then
Wow.
I've toured the United States over the course of that time. So I was really busy on, concentrating on my career, and then I fell in love, finally.
And we got Nyla.
You've got
Beautiful
more
name.
Than,
Yeah.
More than Nyla.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a bit more than Nyla, but yeah, all roads led to Nyla.
So tell us a little bit about the album. How long have you been working on it? And what can we kind of expect vibe-wise? Because we know you for the R&B, neo-soul. Is it
Right.
more of that?
It's an extension of what people who have known my prior work. I've been writing and producing for a long time. It's everything that I did with, Michael Jackson Butterflies through and through to all the Flowetry stuff. And then you fast forward 20 years and I'm still continuing to build on me. So I'd been recording this album over the course of maybe a year and a half, which sounds like a long time, but for me, I've been touring off of my first solo album for 8 years. Even with the old Flowetry stuff, I could sing a song that I wrote 24 years ago, which is Butterflies. Butterflies is 24 years old.
crazy.
A 24-year-old.
Wow.
That's what I get
That's
to
me.
sing.
That's me.
Right, so
That's
my
us.
song is you.
We're butterflies.
Which is, Aw. So, it's crazy to create in that way and do it now, coming from a place of now being in love and being a wife and being a mother. So sonically, it's just honest. I don't know what else I could tell you to expect other than just straight honesty and self-discovery and completely submitting and surrendering to wanting to be loved and be in love now.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Going off of honesty, as a songwriter, how different is it writing for yourself? Is there more freedom? Like, can you get a lot deeper than, let's say, writing for someone like Michael Jackson? Like, that experience must be, the pressures must be so different because you're writing for a pop icon.
Well, the king of pop.
Yeah. The king, yeah.
Right. Butterflies, I actually wrote when I was about 16 or 17 years old.
Wow.
And I'm telling on myself, that's my age. Fast forward to that. But I wrote it about a boy that worked in McDonald's. And he swept the floor. He didn't even flip a burger. He didn't have that type of emotion. He was sweeping the floor. And I used to stand outside the window at the bus stop that I didn't need to be at because I lived up the street. And I would just stare at him and I'm like, oh, I have butterflies for you. So I didn't write it with the intent for the king of pop. So fast forward to me being 21, 22, I'm then creating a demo, which then turned into Flowetry's demo to get us a deal. And off of that demo, Michael Jackson heard it through John McClane and says that, oh, I love that song. I want that song. Sure, Michael, why not? I know.
Let me just think about this. Michael Jackson wants my
I
song.
didn't really like that guy. He worked in McDonald's. No shade, but you can have it. And as far as writing for myself, I always write from a personal place. It's whoever connects to it. But, you know, I do get selfish and be like, no, I want to keep this one. Until, you know, the King of Pop says they want it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. My first kiss was a British boy who worked at McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah.
There's something about British boys and McDonald's. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
It's because they always smell like French fries, I think.
Yeah. He
It
smelled
might
really
be
good.
that.
Yeah.
It might be
that.
that. I'll take that. But yeah, I enjoy writing and coming from that personal space, and you know, whoever I end up working with because of that is just a privilege.
A song like Butterflies, though, that you then give to Michael, like, is a part of you sad to let it go in that way?
It's Michael.
Michael.
So sad, no.
Yeah.
For it to take on a life of its own and for people to connect just with the emotion of the song and the intent, I can listen to it and smile and
Right.
be like,
Yeah.
oh, Camberwell, SE5, London, good old McDonald's.
Yeah.
And someone else is like, oh, I fell in love to that song. I remember hearing it on the radio for the first time. So it takes on a life of its own. So sad, never.
Okay.
The boy will
Your
understand.
experiences.
Yeah.
McDonald's boy will understand.
Yeah, and so will, you know, everyone that loved the Michael Jackson record, so.
And what was your experience like going solo, because you were a part of Flowetry,
Right.
and you know, then really working on your own voice and for yourself?
Well, I'd always been a solo artist. I was initially a solo artist prior to being in a group.
Yeah.
I did the group thing because I was bored. You know, industry-wise, when you're 17, 18 years old and it's like, you want to be just one thing. And at that time in my career, it was, between 95 and 98. So think about the musical time.
Right.
I mean, you're too young to know. But that was a time of Biggie, Ready to Die, and then Life After Death comes out, and it's Faith Evans, it's Mary J. Blige, it's Toll, it's that whole bad boy era.
Yeah.
So I was there with the, you know, the short Halle Berry cut, finger waves on one side, and tomboy look. Rapping and singing. I had a solo song called Is This Real? So you can Google it, it exists. And I'm rapping and singing. I actually posted it on Instagram. Everyone was like, oh my God, this sounds like a bop. Or whatever the kids are saying,
Right.
it's a bop.
That's right. That's
So
correct.
yeah, it's a bop. And I think I was just searching for something that I wanted to do. So getting into the group, it was to create another narrative. It was another layer to, you know, deepness.
Yeah.
When you're that young, you think you've experienced life. Now I know I knew nothing, but back then it was, I'm depressed because I tore ligaments.
Right.
I was a basketball player first. So, well, not first. I can say that my dad was a basketball player and coach and a musician. So I'm like, I want to be like my dad. But when I tore ligaments, I wrote a poem called If I Was a Bird. And that turned into a song that was on the first Flowetry album. And I wrote it not over heartache, but heartache that I couldn't play basketball anymore, which is crazy. So it's I'm just a solo artist that has people grow with me from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So they've seen me as that little basketball player, tomboy girl that's rapping and singing and now doing a deep Flowetry moment. And then I embark upon this sexual energy journey as a woman in America trying to navigate and find self-discovery. And then that's late nights and early mornings. And now Friends and Lovers and now Nyla. So it's one continuous, you know, cohesive story, which now getting to share this new album, you feel like, oh, I know her.
It's an
You
evolution.
don't. You do, kind of, because I tell too much of my business, but it's very personal, you know, just pressing play on an album like, oh, I really went through that.
Yeah.
Many songs I probably won't be able to sing live because they're just too sad.
Right. Well, speaking of singing live, you mentioned it before with Nyla and touring across the country and over your whole career. I'm assuming that touring live performance is an extra way to connect with an audience that you get to
Right.
see in person. You have a performance tonight, right?
I do.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
So, well, for you here today, my
Well,
performance
here today, then also you to
I'm doing tomorrow,
New Jersey.
actually,
Yeah.
New Jersey at the NJ
Okay.
Pack with
Yeah.
Kim. So I'm opening for him, and it's a venue I've played many, many times, and it's a way to. It's almost like I'm a stand-up comedian / musician, because I have to sing the song and then I have to explain why I wrote it.
Right.
Like every time I perform a song that I wrote, oh, it's so terrible. Hope she cheats on you with a basketball player. That's the title, the full title. They wanted to cut it down to Hope She Cheats, and I was like, no, we need to be specific here.
Yeah.
I hope she cheats on you with a basketball player. That's just way worse. So getting to connect with an audience that connects with a song like that, not only that, but with Say Yes or Getting Late or Butterflies or anything that you truly connect with is just a joy to see who kind of responds in a way that, you know, you feel like I wrote it for you. So the live element is really, really, truly special.
Well, lucky for us, we're going to get to experience the live element in just a little bit. You're going to sing for us.
I am.
First, I want to thank you, though, for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And like I said, we're not done yet. Up next is a special live performance from Marsha Ambrosius. You won't want to miss it. Come back.